Dear friends, welcome to Vinaya. We are going to convert in this tutorials, we are going to convert a PSD into HTML. Who am I? Myself, Piyush Visaria. I have 9 years experience in teaching in graphics, animation, and visual effects. Last 9+ years, I was into UI development, converting, using technologies like HTML, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, and Angular. I'm also founder of the company, an online fashion portal by the name of BeFashionate.in. Now, what are the prerequisites that we'll require while we are converting this PSD into HTML? We'll require a PSD file, which we are going to get it from freepik.com. I'll link, I'm going to link that into the description to download that PSD file. We'll need Photoshop in case if you have Photoshop, you can use this. In case if you do not have Photoshop, you can go to photopia.com and it's an alternative to Photoshop, which is a free tool. You can use that tool to crop images and use it. Then we're going to use the online editor which is called as Visual Studio. You can download it from visualstudio.com/download. It's a free editor. Don't need to pay anything. It's from Microsoft. It is available on Windows, Linux, as well as on Macintosh. So you can use that. You need basic knowledge of HTML, CSS. In case if you don't have, also I'll introduce this into that into this tutorial. While you are downloading this PSD file, there will be some fonts that will be needed. You can get those fonts from fonts.google.com. It's a free resource library from Google. You get a lot of fonts from there. You can search out those fonts and you can download it. Hi, as we discussed in the first lecture, we'll need a PSD layout. So we are going to take it from freepik.com. Credit goes to the freepik.com. It's a free template. You don't need to pay anything. So I go to freepik.com and type here something called as website layout, and here's the layouts that you get it as a free PSD. And I click on this and I just click on the download, so it will get downloaded. Now this is the layout that we are going to convert into an HTML. Yeah, so I'm going to download it, this PSD. Once you download this PSD, you get it something like this. You'll get it something like this, the PSD. I'm going to open this PSD into the Photoshop, and this is how it's going to look. Yeah. So we are going to convert this entire PSD into an HTML, and we'll see what kind of CSS, what kind of HTML codes that you need to write to convert this layout into a website or an HTML page. Okay. So yeah. So this is the entire PSD. You can just go through this PSD. After downloading this PSD, in case if you do not have Photoshop, you can use onlinephotopia.com. You can come out here. You can check this onlinephotopia.com. You can check this link and you can open this layout from here and you can start using this layout. So it's a free tool, onlinephotopia.com. You don't need to pay anything to use this application. It is similar to Photoshop. It's an alternative to Photoshop and it's a free tool. The next step is to download the Visual Studio. You can go to this link, code.visualstudio.com/download. I'll put this URL into the description. You can download it from there. You can download this Visual Studio for Windows, Linux, or for Macintosh. It's a free tool from Microsoft. It's an editor basically where you will use we are going to edit those we are going to write those HTML and CSS using this Visual Studio. You can download and install it in your system. Next thing is you'll need some fonts. Once you open that PSD file into Photoshop or online Photopia, you will need two fonts. One is I go to Photoshop now. One is this Prata and the other one is this Alex brush. So I go to fonts.google.com and I'll write down here Alex brush. We'll see this Alex brush out here. You can just click on this and you can say I've already have added this font, so I'll say get this font. I will download it from here. And the other one, as I said, was Prata. So I go back to fonts.google.com and I'll say Prata. And this is the Prata family that you get it. I click on this and I'll say get font because I've already had it two fonts. So I had to remove it and needed to add it. So I'll download these two fonts on the system, and again you can install it in your fonts folder. And once you install it, Photoshop will recognize it to use this font. Otherwise, it will ask for you to substitute the font to some other fonts, which won't be the right choice.